You are the operant power in your world. You and you alone are the architect of your life experiences. The world you see around you, with all its joys and sorrows, triumphs and challenges, is but an outward reflection of your inner state of consciousness. It is a mirror faithfully reflecting back to you the sum total of your beliefs, assumptions, and imaginal acts. Now you might ask, but Wayne, how can this be? Surely the world exists independently of my thoughts and feelings. To this I say, the world as you perceive it exists nowhere but in your consciousness. Your senses may tell you otherwise, may insist on the solidity and unchangeable nature of your circumstances, but I tell you this is an illusion, a shadow cast by the light of your own imagination. Consider for a moment, when you dream at night, do you not experience a world that feels every bit as real as your waking life? Do you not interact with people, places, and situations that seem to exist independently of your will? And yet, upon waking, you recognize that entire world was created within your own mind. So too is it with what you call your waking reality. The great secret then is this: your imagination is the very workshop in which you forge your life experiences. Every event, every circumstance, every person in your life is there because you have imagined them into being, whether consciously or unconsciously. This is the true meaning of the biblical phrase, "As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he." But let us delve deeper into this truth. When we speak of focusing on yourself and your dreams, we are not talking about mere positive thinking or wishful daydreaming. No, we are speaking of a far more potent and transformative practice, the art of living from the end. To live from the end means to assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled. It means to enter in your imagination into the state of consciousness you would occupy if your desire were already a present fact. This is not about visualizing a future event, but about experiencing here and now the reality of your fulfilled desire. Let me give you an example to illustrate this principle. Suppose you desire financial abundance. The common approach would be to focus on the process of acquiring wealth, working harder, saving more, investing wisely. But this approach keeps you rooted in the consciousness of lack, of not yet having what you desire. Instead, I urge you to ask yourself, how would I feel if I motioned financially abundant? What would my inner conversations be like? How would I carry myself? What thoughts would occupy my mind throughout the day? Then, having identified these feelings and states of mind, your task is to assume them now low in your present reality. You see, my dear friends, the secret is not to think about your desire, but to think from the state of its fulfillment. This is the true meaning of prayer. Not beseeching an external deity for favors, but aligning your consciousness with the reality you wish to experience. Now, some of you might be thinking, but Wayne, this sounds like self-deception. How can I feel wealthy when my bank account tells me otherwise? To this I say, your senses show you only the effects, never the causes of your reality. By persisting in the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you are operating on the causal level of existence, and the outer world must, by law, reorganize itself to match your new inner state. Remember, consciousness is the only reality. What you are conscious of being, you are. And what you are, you create. This is the true meaning of the biblical injunction to be transformed by the renewing of your mind. By renewing your mind, that is, by consistently assuming the state of consciousness of your wish fulfilled, you transform your entire world. But let us be clear, this is not about escaping reality or denying your present circumstances. It is about understanding the true nature of reality as a malleable, responsive substance that conforms to your dominant mental states. It is about recognizing your power as a creative being and wielding that power consciously and deliberately. Now, you might ask, how do I begin this practice of living from the end? How do I focus on myself and my dreams in this way? The answer lies in the use of your imagination, that divine gift that sets you apart as a creative being in this universe. Each night, as you lay your head upon your pillow, I want you to enter a state of relaxation. Let the cares and concerns of your day fall away. Then, with your inner eye, construct a scene that implies the fulfillment of your desire. Make it as vivid and as real as you possibly can. Engage all your senses in this imaginal act. If your desire is for a loving relationship, feel the warmth of your beloved's embrace. Hear their voice whispering words of affection. Smell their familiar scent. Make the scene as real and as natural as any memory of an actual event. If your dream is a professional success, see yourself in your ideal work environment. Feel the satisfaction of a job well done. Hear the congratulations of your colleagues. Experience the pride and fulfillment of living your purpose. Whatever your desire may be, construct a scene that implies its fulfillment. Then enter into that scene. Do not watch it as a spectator, but participate in it fully. Be there in your imagination, experiencing the joy and satisfaction of your wish fulfilled. As you fall asleep, carry this feeling with you. Let it be the last thing in your consciousness as you drift off to slumber. For in sleep, when your conscious mind is at rest, these impressions sink deep into your subconscious, the fertile soil from which all your future experiences will grow. But do not limit this practice to your nighttime reveries. Throughout your day, whenever you are in a quiet moment, return to the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Let it color your mood, influence your posture, inform your inner conversations. Remember, my friends, your inner conversations are incredibly powerful. They are the backdrop against which your life unfolds. Most people carry on these inner dialogues unconsciously, rehashing past hurts or worrying about future problems. But you, armed with this knowledge, can consciously direct your inner talking to align with your desires. If you desire health, do not engage in inner conversations about illness or weakness. Instead, hear yourself saying, "I am vibrantly healthy and full of energy." If you seek financial abundance, let your inner bondage declare, "I am abundantly provided for in every way." These inner conversations, persistently maintained, will transform your world. For whatever you consent to in your mind, whatever you feel to be true, must outpicture itself in your reality. This is the law of your being, as unalterable as any law of physics. Now, some of you may be wondering, but what about action? Surely we must do something in the outer world to realize our dreams. To this, I say, inspired action will flow naturally from your assumed state. When you truly live in the end, when you fully embody the consciousness of your wish fulfilled, you will find yourself naturally and effortlessly taking the steps that lead to its manifestation. This is the meaning of biblical phrase, "The vision has its own appointed hour. It ripens, it will flower. If it be long, then wait, for it is sure and it will not be late." Your only task is to hold fast to the vision, to persist in the feeling of the wish fulfilled. The how, the when, and the where of its manifestation are not your concern. Trust in the perfect unfolding of your desire, guided by a wisdom far greater than your own. Let me share with you a personal experience to illustrate this principle. Many years ago, when I first arrived in New York City, I had the burning desire to speak at town hall. Now, at that time, I was unknown, with no connections and no apparent means of realizing this dream. But instead of focusing on these seeming obstacles, I chose to live from the end. Each night, as I fell asleep, I would imagine myself standing on the stage at town hall. I felt the solid wood beneath my feet. I saw the sea of faces before me, heard the rustle of the audience, felt the satisfaction of sharing my message to eager listeners. I lived in this state, feeling it to be true, despite all evidence to the contrary in my waking hours. And then, my friends, the outer world began to conform to this inner conviction. Within a matter of weeks, through a series of events that seemed entirely accidental, I found myself invited to speak at town hall. The very scene one had enacted in my imagination came to pass in the outer world. Down to the smallest detail, This, my dear friends, is the power that lies within you. This is the creative force of your own wonderful human imagination. It is not limited by your past experiences, your current circumstances, or the opinions of others. It is bound only by your capacity to believe in the reality of your imaginal acts. Now, let us address a common concern that arises when people first encounter these teachings. Many worry that by focusing on themselves and their own desires, they are being selfish or neglecting their duties to others. Nothing could be further from the truth. You see, my friends, you cannot give what you do not have. By focusing on your own growth, your own dreams, your own expansion, you are increasing your capacity to be of service to others. As you transform your own consciousness, you elevate the consciousness of all those around you. Remember the words of the Master. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. The kingdom of God is not a place in space or time, but a state of consciousness. It is the state of knowing yourself to be one with the creative power of the universe. When you seek this state first, when you prioritize the alignment of your consciousness with your desires, everything else falls naturally into place. Moreover, as you begin to experience the fruits of this practice in your own life, you become a living testament to the power of imagination. Your very being becomes an inspiration to others, showing them what is possible when one takes control of their inner world. But let me caution you, this work requires persistence and faith. You may not see immediate results in your outer world. The seed you plant in your imagination needs time to germinate and grow. During this period, you may face doubts, both from within yourself and from others. This is where the real test of your faith comes in. Can you persist in the feeling of your wish fulfilled even when your senses deny it? Can you remain loyal to your vision even when the outer world seems to contradict it? This is the mark of a true master of fate. Remember the biblical story of Abraham, who was promised countless descendants when he was old and childless. Against all odds, against all evidence of his senses, he persisted in his faith. He dared to believe in the reality of that which was not yet manifest. And in due time, his faith was rewarded. So, too, must you persist in your imaginal acts, in your assumption of the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Do not waver, do not doubt, do not give in to the temptation to judge by appearances. Hold fast to your vision, knowing that what you are conscious of being, you must become. Now, let us delve deeper into the mechanics of this practice. When you focus on yourself and your dreams in the way I'm describing, you are engaging in a profound act of self-love and self-respect. You are declaring to the universe, and more importantly to your own subconscious mind, that you are worthy of your desires. This act of self-affirmation is crucial. Many people sabotage their own success because deep down, they do not believe they deserve it. They may go through the motions of pursuing their dreams, but their inner conviction tells a different story. By consistently assuming the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you are reprogramming your subconscious mind. You are overriding old patterns of lack, limitation, and unworthiness with new patterns of abundance, possibility, and deservingness. This is why it's so important to make your imaginal acts as vivid and as real as possible. Your subconscious mind does not distinguish between what you vividly imagine and what you actually experience in the outer world. By presenting it with vivid, persistent images of your desired reality, you are training it to accept this new reality as fact. And once your subconscious accepts something as fact, it works tirelessly to bring it into manifestation. It influences your perceptions, your decisions, your actions, all to align with this new accepted reality. This is the power of your subconscious mind, and by learning to work with it rather than against it, you unlock truly limitless potential. But remember, my friends, this is not about forcing or straining. The kingdom of heaven is not taken by violence. Your imaginal acts should be playful, joyful, natural. They should feel like slipping into a comfortable, familiar state rather than an arduous exercise of will. Think of a child at play, fully immersed in their imaginary world. They do not doubt the reality of their imaginings. They do not strain to believe. They simply are what they imagine themselves to be, fully and without reservation. This is the state you must cultivate in your own imaginal work. Now, some of you may be wondering about the role of action in this process. Surely, you might think I can't just sit around imagining all day. Don't I need to do something to make my dreams a reality? To this I say, right action will flow naturally from your assumed state. When you truly live in the end, when you fully embody the state of your wish fulfilled, you will find yourself naturally inspired to take the steps lead to its manifestation. These actions will not feel like hard work or struggle. They will feel natural efforts, almost inevitable. You will find yourself in the right place at the right time, saying the right words, making the right decisions, all as a natural outflow of your assumed state. This is the true meaning of the phrase, "the signs follow." They do not precede. The outer actions are not the cause of your success, but the effect of your inner transformation. They are the shadow cast by the light of your imagination. Let me give you another example from my own life to illustrate this principle. When I first began giving lectures on these truths, I had a deep desire to reach a wider audience. I imagined myself speaking to large crowds, sharing these teachings with people from all walks of life. Now, I did not go out and frantically advertise or promote myself. I did not strain or struggle to make this happen. Instead, I lived from the end. In my imagination, I saw myself standing before packed auditoriums. I felt the joy of sharing these truths with eager listeners. I experienced the satisfaction of knowing my message was reaching and transforming lives. And then, my friends, the outer world began to conform to this inner conviction. Opportunities began to present themselves. Invitations to speak at larger venues started to come in. People began to spread the word about my lectures. All of this happened naturally, effortlessly, as a result of my inner work. This is the power that lies within you, my dear friends. This is the creative force of your own wonderful human imagination. It is not limited by your past experiences, your current circumstances, or the opinions of others. It is bound only by your capacity to believe in the reality of your imaginal acts. Now, let us address another common concern that arises when people first encounter these teachings. Many worry about the ethical implications of this practice. They ask if I can imagine anything into being. What's to stop me from using this power for selfish or harmful ends? To this, I say, the very nature of this practice precludes its misuse. For when you truly enter into the state of your wish fulfilled, when you fully embody the consciousness of your desire, you are aligning yourself with the highest good. You see, my friends, at the deepest level of our being, we all desire the same things: love, joy, peace, fulfillment. When you imagine from this place of your highest self, you naturally align with these universal desires. Your imaginings become not just for your own benefit, but for the benefit of all. Moreover, as you practice this art of imagining, you will find your desires naturally refining themselves. What once seemed important may fall away as you connect more deeply with your true self. Your imaginings will become purer, more aligned with your highest good and the highest good of all. This is the true meaning of the phrase, "Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you." As you align your consciousness with your highest self, with the creative power of the universe, everything else falls naturally into place. Now, my friends, I want to address a question that often arises when I share these teachings. People ask, "But Wayne, what about the suffering in the world? What about those who are oppressed, impoverished, or ill?" Are you saying they have imagined this for themselves? This is a profound question, and it deserves a thoughtful answer. First, Let me be clear, this teaching is not about blame or judgment. It is about empowerment. It is about recognizing the creative power that lies within each of us and learning to use it consciously. You see, most people are not aware of the power of their imagination. They do not realize that their inner assumptions and beliefs are shaping their outer reality. They are imagining unconsciously, often focusing on what they fear or what they lack, rather than on what they desire. Moreover, we are all influenced by the collective consciousness of our society, our culture, our time. Many of the limitations and sufferings we experience are the result of collectively held beliefs and assumptions. But here's the wonderful truth. Just as we have imagined these conditions into being, we can imagine something different. We can change our individual consciousness and in doing so contribute to changing the collective consciousness. This is the true meaning of being the change you wish to see in the world. By focusing on yourself, by imagining a better reality for yourself, you are not being selfish. You are contributing to the elevation of all humanity. You are adding your light to the sum of light. Remember, my friends, consciousness is the only reality. The world you see around you is a reflection of consciousness, both individual and collective. By changing your consciousness, by persistently imagining a better reality, you are literally changing the world. This work of imagination is not separate from practical action in the world. Rather, it informs and inspires that action. When you live from the state of your wish fulfilled, you will find yourself naturally taking the steps that lead to its manifestation. You will be guided by an inner wisdom that far surpasses mere intellect. So I urge you, my dear friends, to take up this practice with all seriousness. Make it the central focus of your life. Every night as you fall asleep, and every morning as you wake, enter into the state of your wish fulfilled. Feel it, live it, believe in it with all your heart. Throughout your day, whenever you have a quiet moment, return to this state. Let it inform your thoughts, your words, your actions. Let it become the new normal for you. For what you persist in imagining, you must eventually experience. Remember, the time it takes for your imaginal act to become your physical reality is directly proportionate to the naturalness of the state. The more natural it feels to you, the more quickly it will manifest. This is why persistence is key. You are forming new neural pathways, new patterns of thought and feeling. In closing, I want to remind you of this fundamental truth. You are the operant power in your world. Your consciousness is the creative force that shapes your reality. By focusing on yourself and your dreams, by living from the state of your wish fulfilled, you are stepping into your true power as a creative being. Go forth then and create boldly. Imagine lovingly. Live fully in the consciousness of your fulfilled desires. For in doing so, you are not only transforming your own life, but contributing to the transformation of all humanity. You are fulfilling your divine purpose as a co-creator in this magnificent universe. Thank you, and may your imagination guide you to the fulfillment of all your dreams. Imagine for a moment that your entire life, every experience, every circumstance is but a reflection of your own consciousness. This is not mere philosophy, but the very fabric of our reality. You are not a powerless observer in this grand theater of life, but the author, director, and lead actor in your own divine play. The power to shape your reality lies not in some external force, but within the depths of your own imagination. Your thoughts, beliefs, and most importantly, the feelings you nurture within are the brushstrokes which you paint the masterpiece of your life. Consider the world around you, the chair you sit on, the room you occupy, the very device through which you're receiving this message. All of these were once mere ideas in someone's mind before they manifested into physical reality. If this is true for the objects around us, why should it not be true for the circumstances of our lives? The secret, my dear friends, lies in understanding that your imagination is not a flight of fancy of the very workshop of creation. When you imagine, you are engaging with the same creative power that brings forth universes. This power knows no limitations, no boundaries. It cares not for what society deems possible or impossible. It responds only to the conviction with which you hold an image in your mind. But here's where the 1% separate themselves from the rest. It's not enough to merely visualize or affirm your desires. The key lies in assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled. You must enter the state of consciousness where your desire is not a future possibility, but a present fact. Pause for a moment and think of something you deep desire. Now, instead of yearning for it, longing for it, close your eyes and imagine how you would feel if that desire were already fulfilled. What would you see? How would you carry yourself? What thoughts would occupy your mind? This, my friends, is the art of living from the end. The outer world, with all its seeming solidity, is nothing more than a shadow, a reflection of your inner states. Change the inner and the outer must follow. This is not wishful thinking, but a law as immutable as gravity. Just as an acorn contains within it the blueprint of a mighty oak, your imagination contains the seeds of your future reality. But why, you may ask, do so few people experience this power in their lives? The answer is simple yet profound. Most live their lives reacting to the world around them, allowing external sources to dictate their internal state. They are like leaves in the wind, blown about by every change in their environment. The 1% who attract this understanding into their lives have made a fundamental shift. They have realized that they are not leaves in the wind, but the wind itself. They have taken control of their inner world, carefully cultivating the states of consciousness that align with their desires. This is not a path for the faint of heart. It requires courage to turn away from the evidence of your senses when they contradict your desired reality. It demands persistence to maintain your chosen state, even when the outer world has yet to catch up. But for those who commit to this practice, the rewards are beyond measure. Consider for a moment the implications of this truth. If your consciousness is the source of your reality, then there is nothing that is truly impossible for you. The only limits that exist are those you accept in your mind. Your age, your background, your current circumstances, none of these have any power over you unless you grant it to them through your belief. The 1% who grasp this truth understand that they are not bound by their past, nor are they limited by their present. They know that in any given moment they have the power to choose a new state of consciousness, and in doing so, to set in motion a new future. But let me be clear, this is not about positive thinking or mere wishful dreaming. This is about a fundamental reimagining of who you are and what you're capable of. It's about recognizing your true identity as a divine, creative being, temporarily expressing yourself in human form. When you truly internalize this understanding, your entire approach to life shifts. No longer do you beg and plead with an external God for your desires to be fulfilled. Instead, you recognize that the God power resides within you, waiting to be expressed through your imagination and faith. Faith in this context is not blind belief in an unseen future. It is the unwavering conviction in the reality of your imagined state. When you have true faith, you don't hope for your desire to manifest. You know with absolute certainty that it is already yours in the realm of imagination, which is the true substance of things. This knowing, this unshakable faith is what sets the 1% apart. They understand that the outer world may take time to reflect their new inner reality, but they refuse to be swayed by temporary appearances. They hold fast to their chosen state, knowing that the outer must inevitably conform to the inner. But here's a crucial point that many miss. This power is not given to you for mere material gain or ego gratification. While there's nothing inherently wrong with desiring material abundance or success, the true purpose of this power is far greater. It is given to you as a means of expressing your divine nature, of bringing heaven to earth, of creating a world that reflects the highest truth of who you are. The 1% who attract this understanding use their power responsibly. They understand that as they elevate their own consciousness, they elevate the consciousness of the entire world. Their desires align not just with their personal good, but with the good of all. Now, you might be wondering if this power is available to everyone. Why do only 1% seem to attract and embody this truth? The answer lies in the willingness to question everything you've been taught about the nature of reality. It requires the courage to step outside the collective mindset that sees humans as limited, powerless beings at the mercy of external forces. To join this 1%, you must be willing to test this law in your own life. Start with something small. Choose a state of consciousness that you would experience if a minor desire were fulfilled. Perhaps it's the feeling of having an unexpected sum of money or receiving good news. Enter that state fully, feel the relief, the joy, the gratitude you would feel if it were true. Now, here's the crucial part. Maintain that state regardless of outer appearances. This is where most people falter. They may imagine for a moment, but at the first sign that their outer world hasn't changed, they revert to their old state of consciousness. Remember, the outer world is a reflection of past states of consciousness. It takes time for the seed you've planted in your imagination to bear fruit in the physical world. The 1% understand this delay between the inner cause and the outer effect. They do not waver in their faith, no matter how long it takes for their desire to manifest. They know that doubt is an affirmation of absence, and they refuse to give power to what they do not wish to experience. As you begin to live from this new understanding, you'll find that your entire perception of the world shifts. What once seemed like obstacles become opportunities. What appeared as limitations reveal themselves as stepping stones to greater expansion. You begin to see the hand of providence in every experience guiding you towards the fulfillment of your desires. But remember, this is not about escaping or denying your current reality. It's about transforming it from within. The 1% who embody this truth do not ignore the challenges in their lives or in the world around them. Instead, they use their imaginative power to envision and create solutions. They become agents of positive change, not through external force, but through the power of their consciousness. As you continue on this path, you may find that your desires themselves begin to evolve. What once seemed important may fall away, replaced by deeper, more meaningful aspirations. This, too, is part of the journey. As you align more fully with your divine nature, your desires naturally come into harmony with the highest good for all. Now let's address a common misconception. Some may hear this message and think it means they can simply imagine their desires and then sit back, waiting for the universe to deliver. This is a misunderstanding of the law. While it's true that the outer action is not the cause of your manifestation, inspired action is often part of the bridge of events that leads to your desires' fulfillment. The key is that this action comes from a place of knowing, not from a place of trying to make something happen. When you truly live in a state of the wish fulfilled, you naturally think, speak, and act in ways that are in harmony with that state. These inspired actions are effortless and joyful, arising from your new state of being. Another crucial point that the 1% understand is the importance of persistence. Wayne Goddard often spoke of the importance of falling asleep in the state of the wish fulfilled. As you drift off to sleep, impress upon your subconscious mind the feeling of your desire accomplished. Your subconscious mind, which knows no limitations and accepts as true whatever you impress upon it, will then work tirelessly to bring about the conditions necessary for the fulfillment of the desire. This practice of sleeping in the state is not a one-time event, but a way of life for those who have attracted this understanding. They know that their last waking thoughts shape their tomorrows, and they use this knowledge to consciously create their future. But what about when doubts arise, when the outer world seems to contradict your inner knowing? This is where the real test comes and where the 1% truly distinguish themselves. Instead of allowing doubts to take root, they recognize them as opportunities to reaffirm their faith. They understand that doubt is simply faith in the opposite direction, and they consciously choose to place their faith in their desired outcome. Remember, the power of your subconscious mind is neutral. It does not judge your thoughts or imaginings as good or bad, possible or impossible. It simply accepts what you impress upon it as true and works to bring it into manifestation. This is why it's crucial to guard the door of your mind, to be vigilant about the states of consciousness you entertain. The 1% who attract and embody this truth understand that every moment is an opportunity to choose their state of consciousness. They do not allow circumstances or other people to dictate their mood or their expectations. They know that they're the operant power in their lives, and they use this power consciously and consistently. Now, you might be wondering about the role of others in this process. If your consciousness creates your reality, what about the other people in your life? This is where many stumble, but the 1% understand a profound truth. Everyone in your world is you pushed out. Every person you encounter is reflecting back to you your own states of consciousness. This understanding brings with it a great responsibility. It means that if you want to change your relationships or how others treat you, you must first change your concept of yourself and of them. As you begin to see yourself as worthy of love, respect, and success, the world around you will reflect this back to you. But this is not about controlling others or bending them to your will. It's about recognizing that the entire world is yourself pushed out. And as you change your inner world, your perception and experience of the outer world naturally shifts. This understanding also eliminates the need for competition or comparison. The 1% who grasp this truth know that there is no need to compete for limited resources or opportunities. They understand that consciousness is the only true cause, and that by aligning their consciousness with their desires, they open themselves up to infinite possibilities. Another key aspect that sets the 1% apart is their understanding of the law of assumption. This law states that if you assume a state and persist in it, it must become your reality. This goes beyond mere positive thinking or affirmations. It's about fully embodying the state of consciousness of your wish fulfilled. When you assume a state, you think from it, not of it. You don't think about being wealthy. You think from the state of wealth. You don't affirm that you will be healthy. You assume the state of perfect health and think, feel, and act from that state. This subtle shift makes all the difference. When you think of something, you reinforce its absence in your life. When you think from it, you affirm its presence. The 1% who attract this understanding make this shift in all areas of their lives. But what about when circumstances seem to contradict your assumed state? This is where many falter, but not the 1%. They understand that circumstances are effects, not causes. They know that if persisting their assumed states, circumstances must change to align with it. This persistence in the face of contrary evidence is what truly sets the 1% apart. They do not allow the outer world to dictate their inner state. Instead, they know that by maintaining their desired state of consciousness, they are causing the outer world to reshape itself, to match their inner reality. Another crucial understanding that the 1% embody is the concept of everyone is you pushed out. This means that every person in your reality is a reflection of your consciousness. The way people treat you, the opportunities that come your way, even the seemingly random events in your life, all are reflections of your states of consciousness. This understanding brings with it a profound sense of responsibility. It means that if you want to change how others treat you, you must first change your concept of yourself and of them. As you begin to see yourself as worthy of love, respect, and success, The world around you will reflect this back to you. But this is not about controlling others or bending them to your will. It's about recognizing that the entire world is yourself pushed out. And as you change your inner world, your perception and experience of the outer world naturally shifts. The 1% who grasp this truth also understand the power of revision. This technique taught by Wayne Goddard allows you to go back into your past in your imagination and read events to align with your desired reality. By doing so, you change the trajectory of your life from that point forward. Revision is not about denying what happened, but about changing your memory of it. As you revise past events in your imagination, you are literally rewriting your subconscious beliefs and expectations, which in turn shapes your present and future experiences. The 1% use revision not just for major life events, but as a daily practice. At the end of each day, they review the events and revise anything that didn't align with their desired reality. This constant realignment of their inner world ensures that their outer world continues to reflect their highest vision for themselves. Another key understanding that sets the 1% apart is their grasp of the law of bridge of incidence. This law states that once you have impressed your desire upon your subconscious mind, a series of events will be set in motion to bring about its fulfillment. These events may not always make sense to your logical mind, but they are all part of the bridge leading to your desire's manifestation. The 1% understand that their job is not to figure out how their desire will manifest, but to maintain the state of the wish fulfilled and allow the bridge of incidents to unfold naturally. They trust in the wisdom of their subconscious mind to bring about the perfect circumstances for their desire's fulfillment. This understanding frees them from the need to manipulate or control external circumstances. They know that by maintaining their desired state of consciousness, they are causing the perfect sequence of events to unfold in their lives. But what about when things seem to go wrong? When obstacles appear or setbacks occur? This is where the 1% truly shine. They understand that what appears as a setback is often a setup for something even better. They see every experience as an opportunity to reaffirm their faith and deepen their understanding of the law. The 1% also grasp the importance of detachment. This doesn't mean they don't care about their desires, but rather that they are not anxiously attached to specific outcomes. They understand that their imagination creates instantly in the fourth-dimensional world of consciousness, and that the three-dimensional world of form takes time to catch up. This detachment allows them to live in a state of calm expectancy. They don't waste energy worrying about when or how their desire will manifest. They simply know that it is done in consciousness, and they live from that knowing. Another crucial aspect that sets the 1% apart is their understanding of the importance of self-concept. They know that how they see themselves is the foundation upon which their entire reality is built. If they want to change their outer world, they must first change their concept of themselves. This goes beyond mere positive self-talk or affirmations. It's about fundamentally redefining who they are at the core of their being. They see themselves as divine beings capable of creating any reality they choose. This elevated self-concept naturally leads to elevated experiences in their outer world. The 1% also understand the power of their inner conversations. They know that the thoughts they entertain, the mental conversations they engage in, are shaping their reality. They are vigilant about the quality of their inner dialogue, ensuring that it aligns with their desired reality. They don't indulge in mental arguments or rehearse negative scenarios. Instead, they consciously direct their inner conversations towards what they want to experience. They know that these inner conversations are the blueprint from which their outer reality is constructed. Another key understanding that sets the 1% apart is their grasp of the law of assumption. This law states that if you assume a state and persist in it, it must become your reality. The 1% don't just understand this intellectually, they live it daily. They know that to manifest their desires, they must assume the state of consciousness of already having what they want. They don't hope for their desires to come true. They live as if they are already true. This shift in consciousness is the key to their manifesting power. The 1% also understand the importance of feeling. They know that it's not enough to intellectually affirm their desires or visualize them. They must feel the reality of their desire fulfilled. This feeling is the secret that brings their imaginal acts to life. They cultivate the feeling of the wish fulfilled in every aspect of their lives. When they pray from the state of the wish fulfilled. They understand that feeling is the secret, the catalyst that brings their imaginal acts to life. The 1% grasp the power of persistence. They don't waver when circumstances contradict their desire of reality. They know that the outer world reflects past states of consciousness and persist in their new state. Knowing the outer must conform to the inner, they understand revision, the ability to rewrite past events in imagination, changing subconscious beliefs and shaping present and future experiences. They practice this daily, constantly reeling in their inner world. The law of bridge of incidence is another key understanding. Once a desire is impressed upon the subconscious, a series of events unfolds to manifest it. The 1% trust this process, maintaining their desired state and allowing events to unfold naturally. Detachment is crucial. The 1% are not anxiously attached to outcomes. They live in calm expectancy, knowing their desire is fulfilled in consciousness and the physical world will catch up. Self-concept is foundational. The 1% see themselves as divine beings capable of creating any reality. This elevated self-concept leads to elevated experiences. Inner conversations shape reality. The 1% consciously direct their inner dialogue to align with their desired reality, avoiding negative mental scenarios. The law of assumption is lived daily. The 1% assume the state of already having what they want, living as if their desires are already true. They understand everyone as you pushed out. Every person reflects their consciousness. This brings responsibility. Changing how others treat you requires changing your self-concept and perception of them. The 1% recognize the power of their attention. They focus on what they want to experience, knowing that energy flows where attention goes. They practice living in the end, experiencing the feeling of their desire fulfilled now, not waiting for external circumstances to change. Gratitude is a powerful force for the 1%. They give thanks for their desires as if already fulfilled, amplifying the feeling of having received. They understand the importance of relaxation in manifesting. Tension and anxiety block the natural flow of manifestation. The 1% cultivate a relaxed, confident state. Imagination is seen as the real substance of the external world. The 1% treat their imaginal acts as more real than the temporary facts of life. They grasp the concept of infinite states. Any state of consciousness is available to them, and they choose consciously which states to occupy. The 1% understand the power of I am. They carefully watch their I am statements, knowing these define their reality. They practice the art of forgiveness, releasing all resentment and negative emotions that could block their manifestations. The Sabbath is honored. The 1% know when to cease effort and rest in the knowledge that it is done. They understand the power of silence. After impressing their desire on their subconscious, they don't discuss it unnecessarily, allowing it to gestate. The 1% grasp the concept everyone as you pushed out on a global scale. They know that by changing themselves, they change the world. They practice mental diets, carefully monitoring and controlling the thoughts they entertain. The power of decision is fully grasped. The 1% know that making a true decision, cutting off all other possibilities, is a powerful act of creation. They understand the importance of self-love. Loving themselves unconditionally opens the floodgates for all other good to enter their lives. The 1% practice presence. They lie fully in the now. knowing it's the only point of power. They grasp the concept of divine timing. While they know their desire is fulfilled in consciousness, they allow the physical manifestation to unfold in its perfect time. The power of words is fully understood. The 1% carefully choose their words, knowing they are decrees that shape their reality. They practice the art of allowing. Instead of trying to force manifestations, they allow them to unfold naturally. The 1% understand the importance of alignment. They ensure their thoughts, feelings, words, and actions all align with their desired reality. They grasp the concept of infinite parallel realities. They know they can shift to any reality by assuming the appropriate state. The power of belief is fully embraced. The 1% know that what they believe shapes their reality, and they consciously choose empowering beliefs. They understand the importance of receptivity. They keep themselves open to receiving their good, knowing they are worthy of their desires. The 1% practice detachment from unwanted circumstances. They don't give power to what they don't want by fighting against it. They grasp the concept of collapse of time. In their imagination, they can experience future events now, collapsing time and speeding up manifestations. The power of their subconscious mind is fully utilized. The 1% know how to impress their desires upon their subconscious for effortless manifestation. They understand the importance of letting go. After impressing their desire, they release it, trusting in the perfect unfolding. The 1% practice the art of surrender. They surrender their limited personal will to the greater wisdom of their divine self. They grasp the concept of unity consciousness. They know they are one with all that is, and this understanding informs their manifesting practice. The power of their attention is fully realized. The 1% place their attention only on what they want to grow in their lives. They understand the importance of momentum. Small successes build confidence and speed up future manifestations. The 1% practice the art of listening. They listen to their intuition, knowing it guides them towards the fulfillment of their desires. They grasp the concept of circular causation. They know their outer world reflects their inner state, which in turn reinforces their outer world. The power of their imagination is fully embraced. The 1% use their imagination deliberately to create the life they desire. They understand the importance of emotional mastery. They cultivate the emotions that align with their desired reality. The 1% practice the art of giving. They give what they wish to receive, knowing the universe operates on the law of reciprocity. They grasp the concept of quantum leaps. They know they can make dramatic shifts in their reality by making equally dramatic shifts in their consciousness. The power of their voice is fully realized. The 1% use their voice to declare their desired reality into existence. They understand the importance of self-trust. They trust in their ability to create their reality and in the perfection of the universal laws. The 1% practice the art of celebration. They celebrate their desires as already fulfilled, amplifying the feeling of having received. They grasp the concept of divine order. They trust in the perfect unfolding of events, even when things seem to go awry. The power of their identity is fully embraced. The 1% consciously choose and embody the identity that aligns with their desired reality. They understand the importance of persistence. They persist in their desired state, no matter how long it takes for the outer world to catch up. The 1% practice the art of detached observation. They observe their thoughts and emotions without judgment, choosing consciously which to entertain. They grasp the concept of infinite abundance. They know that in the realm of consciousness, there are no limits or scarcity. The power of their focus is fully realized. The 1% focus exclusively on what they want, withdrawing attention from what they don't want. They understand the importance of self-awareness. They constantly monitor their states of consciousness, choosing deliberately which states to occupy. The 1% practice the art of mental rehearsal. They regularly rehearse their desired scenarios in their mind, imprinting them on their subconscious. They grasp the concept of simultaneous time. They know all possible realities exist now, and they can shift between them at will. The power of their assumptions is fully embraced. The 1% carefully watch their assumptions, knowing these form the foundation of their reality. They understand the importance of self-mastery. They work constantly to master their thoughts, emotions, and reactions. The 1% practice the art of non-reaction. They don't react to unwanted circumstances, knowing reaction gives them power. They grasp the concept of infinite potential. They know they have the potential to be or have anything they can imagine. The power of their self-talk is fully realized. The 1% consciously direct their self-talk to align with their desired reality. They understand the importance of energy management. They cultivate and maintain high vibrational states that align with their desires. The 1% practice the art of visualization. They create vivid, detailed mental images of their desired reality, engaging all their senses. They grasp the concept of divine timing. They trust in the perfect unfolding of events, knowing their desire will manifest at the right time. The power of their beliefs is fully embraced. The 1% consciously choose beliefs that support their desired reality, releasing limiting beliefs. They understand the importance of alignment. They ensure that thoughts, feelings, words, and actions all align with their desired state. The 1% practice the art of allowing. They allow their manifestations to unfold naturally without force or struggle. They grasp the concept of infinite possibilities. They know that any outcome is possible, and they choose consciously which possibilities to entertain. The power of their expectation is fully realized. The 1% expect good things to happen, knowing their expectations shape their experiences. They understand the importance of receptivity. They keep themselves open to receiving their good, clearing any blocks to receptivity. The 1% practice the art of surrender. They surrender their limited personal will to the greater wisdom of their divine self. They grasp the concept of unique consciousness. They know they are one with all that is, and this understanding informs their manifesting practice. The power of their attention is fully embraced. The 1% place their attention only on what they want to grow in their lives. They understand the importance of momentum. Small successes build confidence and speed up future manifestations. The 1% practice the art of listening. They listen to their intuition, knowing it guides them towards the fulfillment of their desire. They grasp the concept of circular causation. They know their outer world reflects their inner state, which in turn reinforces their outer world. The power of their imagination is fully realized. The 1% use their imagination deliberately to create the life they desire. They understand the importance of emotional mastery. They cultivate the emotions that align with their desire of reality. The 1% practice the art of giving. They give what they wish to receive, knowing the universe operates on the law of reciprocity. They grasp the concept of quantum leaps. They know they can make dramatic shifts in their reality by making equally dramatic shifts in their consciousness. The power of their voice is fully embraced. The 1% use their voice to declare their desire of reality into existence. They understand the importance of self-trust. They trust in their ability to create their reality and in the perfection of the universal laws. The 1% practice the art of celebration. They celebrate their desires as already fulfilled, amplifying the feeling of having received. They grasp the concept of divine order. They trust in the perfect unfolding of events, even when things seem to go awry. The power of their identity is fully realized. The 1% consciously choose and embody the identity that aligns with their desire of reality. They understand the importance of persistence. They persist in their desired state no matter how long it takes to live up to authority. The 1% practice the art of detached observation. They observe their thoughts and emotions without judgment, choosing consciously which to entertain. They grasp the concept of infinite abundance. They know that in the realm of consciousness there are no limits or scarcity. The power of their focus is fully embraced. The 1% focus exclusively on what they want, withdrawing attention from what they don't want. They understand the importance of self-awareness. They constantly monitor their states of consciousness, choosing deliberately which states to occupy. The 1% practice the art of mental rehearsal. They regularly rehearse their desired scenarios in their mind, imprinting them on their subconscious. They grasp the concept of simultaneous time. They know all possible realities exist now, and they can shift between them at will. The power of their assumptions is fully realized. The 1% carefully watch their assumptions, knowing these form the foundation of their reality. They understand the importance of self-mastery. They work constantly to master their thoughts, emotions, and reactions. The 1% practice the art of non-reaction. They don't react to unwanted circumstances, knowing reaction gives them power. They grasp the concept of infinite potential. They know they have the potential to be, do, or have anything they can imagine. The power of their self-talk is fully embraced. The 1% consciously direct their self-talk to align with their desired reality. They understand the importance of energy management. They cultivate and maintain high vibrational states that align with their desires. The 1% practice the art of visualization. They create vivid, detailed mental images of their desired reality, engaging all their senses. They grasp the concept of divine timing. They trust in the perfect unfolding of events, knowing their desire will manifest at the right time. The power of their beliefs is fully realized. The 1% consciously choose beliefs that support their desired reality, releasing limiting beliefs. They understand the importance of alignment. They ensure their thoughts, feelings, words, and actions all align with their desired state. The 1% practice the art of allowing. They allow their manifestations to unfold naturally without force or struggle. They grasp the concept of infinite possibilities. They know that any outcome is possible, and they choose consciously which possibilities to entertain. The power of their expectation is fully embraced. The 1% expect good things to happen, knowing their expectations shape their experiences. They understand the importance of receptivity. They keep themselves open to receiving their good, clearing any blocks to receptivity. The 1% practice the art of surrender. They surrender their limited personal will to the greater wisdom of their divine self. They grasp the concept of unity consciousness. They know they are one with all that is, and this understanding informs their manifesting practice. The power of their attention is fully realized. The 1% place their attention only on what they want to grow in their lives. They understand the importance of momentum. Small successes build confidence and speed up future manifestations. The 1% practice the art of listening. They listen to their intuition, knowing it guides them towards the fulfillment of their desires. They grasp the concept of circular causation. They know their outer world reflects their inner state, which in turn reinforces their outer world. The power of their imagination is fully embraced. The 1% use their imagination deliberately to create the life they desire. They understand the importance of emotional mastery. They cultivate the emotions that align with their desired reality. The 1% practice the art of giving. They give what they wish to receive, knowing the universe operates on the law of reciprocity. They grasp the concept of quantum leaps. They know they can make dramatic shifts in their reality by making equal, bloody quick shifts in their consciousness. The power of their voice is fully realized. The 1% use their voice to declare their desired reality into existence. They understand the importance of self-trust. They trust in their ability to create their reality and in the perfection of the universal laws. The 1% practice the art of celebration. They celebrate their desires as already fulfilled, amplifying the feeling of having received. They grasp the concept of divine order. They trust in the perfect unfolding of events, even when things seem to go awry. The power of their identity is fully embraced. The 1% consciously choose and embody the identity that aligns with their desired reality. They understand the importance of persistence. They persist in their desired state no matter how long it takes for the outer world to catch up. The 1% practice the art of detached observation. They observe their thoughts and emotions without judgment, choosing consciously which to entertain. They grasp the concept of infinite abundance. They know that in the realm of consciousness, there are no limits or scarcity. The power of their focus is fully realized. The 1% focus exclusively on what they want, withdrawing attention from what they don't want. They understand the importance of self-awareness. They constantly monitor their states of consciousness, choosing deliberately which states to occupy. The 1% practice the art of mental rehearsal. They regularly rehearse their desired scenarios in their mind, imprinting them on their subconscious. They grasp the concept of simultaneous time. They know all possible realities exist now, and they can shift between them at will. The power of their assumptions is fully embraced. The 1% carefully watch their assumptions, knowing these form the foundation of their reality. They understand the importance of self-mastery. They work constantly to master their thoughts, emotions, and reactions. The 1% practice the art of non-reaction. They don't react to unwanted circumstances. Knowing reaction gives them power. They grasp the concept of infinite potential. They know they have the potential to be, do, or have anything they can imagine. The power of their self-talk is fully realized. The 1% consciously direct their self-talk to align with their desired reality. They understand the importance of energy management. They cultivate and maintain high vibrational states that align with their desires. The 1% practice the art of visualization. They create vivid, detailed mental images of their desired reality, engaging all their senses. They grasp the concept of divine timing. They trust in the perfect unfolding of events, knowing their desire will manifest at the right time. The power of their beliefs is fully realized. The 1% consciously choose beliefs that support their desired reality, releasing limiting beliefs. They understand the importance of alignment. They ensure their thoughts, feelings, words, and actions all align with their desired state. The 1% practice the art of allowing. They allow their manifestations to unfold naturally, without force or struggle. They grasp the concept of infinite possibilities. They know that any outcome is possible, and they choose consciously which possibilities to entertain. Consider for a moment what are circumstances. They are but shadows, fleeting images projected onto the screen of space by the light of your consciousness. They have no substance of their own. They are dead, powerless things until you breathe life into them through your attention. I tell you with absolute certainty that the whole vast world is yourself pushed out. Every circumstance, every condition, every person you encounter is but yourself in a different guise. When you truly grasp this, you will understand that to change your world, you need only change yourself, your inner talking, your assumptions, your feeling about yourself. Let me share with you what I mean. Many of you sit here tonight surrounded by circumstances you do not desire. Perhaps you face financial lack, illness, loneliness, or unfulfilling work. And you say to me, "But Wayne, these are facts. How can I deny what my senses show me?" I say to you, facts are but the fruit of past assumptions. They have no power to perpetuate themselves unless you continue to water them with your attention. You see, consciousness is the only reality. When you fully grasp this truth, you will know that circumstances are not the cause. They are the effect. Your inner conversations, your feeling about yourself, your assumptions, these are the cause. Change these, and you must change the outer picture. Let me tell you something profound. Your consciousness is God, not a God in some distant heaven, but the only God. The one and only creator of your experience, I am, is God. When you say I am, you are proclaiming the name of God. And whatever you attach to that mighty name becomes your reality. Now, many of you have been taught to look at circumstances and let them dictate your inner state. This is living in complete opposition to the divine pattern. You have taken the shadow for the substance. You have given power to powerless things. Tonight, I tell you, stop it. Stop it now. Instead, I urge you to live from the end. What do I mean by this? I mean to assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled. If you desire wealth, you must feel wealthy now, regardless of your bank account. If you desire health, you must feel healthy now, regardless of the doctor's report. If you desire love, you must feel loved now, regardless of your current relationships. For you see, feeling is a secret. It is not enough to merely think about your desire or to speak words of affirmation. You must feel it real. You must clothe yourself in the feeling of the wish fulfilled until it becomes your dominant state. Let me share a principle that has transformed countless lives. Whatever you assume to be true, if persisted in, will harden into fact. This is an immutable law. It cares not whether your assumption is good or bad, positive or negative. It will work with the same mathematical precision either way. Consider this. Right now, in your imagination, you can step into the state of your wish fulfilled. You can feel it real. You can sleep in that state tonight. And as you persist in this feeling, the outer world must reshape itself to match your inner assumption. It has no choice, for the outer world is yourself pushed out. I tell you, circumstances are like clay in the hands of your consciousness. They have no fixed reality. They are fluid, malleable, responsive to your inner state. But you must withdraw your attention from the unwanted circumstance. Give it no power. Grant it no reality. Instead, place all your attention on the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Live from that state. Sleep in that state. Let that be your reality. For whatever you feel is real, the outer world must confirm. Let me tell you of the law that governs all manifestation. Imagination creates reality. Not sometimes, not occasionally, but always. Every moment of your life, you are using this law, whether consciously or unconsciously. Your present circumstances are the result of your past imagining. But here is the liberating truth. You are free to change your imagining at any moment. You are free to assume a new state. You are free to feel a new reality. And as you do, the outer world must follow suit. Many of you say, but Wayne, my circumstances are too powerful. They overwhelm me. I say to you, circumstances have only the power you give them through your attention and belief. They are like scenes in a movie. Would you sit in a theater and believe that the images on the screen have power over you? Of course not. Yet you do this very thing with the circumstances of your life. Remember this, your attention is your life. Whatever you place your attention upon, you give life to. Whatever you withdraw your attention from must wither and die in your world. This is the law. So I tell you, withdraw your attention from unwanted circumstances. Give them no life. Instead, place your attention fully and completely on the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Live in the end. Feel it real. And watch as the outer world reshapes itself to match your inner assumption. Let me share with you a profound secret. The feeling of the wish fulfilled is the secret of creation. God's name is I Am. Whatever you attach that mighty name, you give life to. When you say, I'm poor, you are creating poverty. When you say, I am wealthy, you are creating wealth. But it must be felt, not merely spoken. Your inner conversations are creating your reality. What are you saying to yourself throughout the day? What assumptions are you making about yourself and your world? These inner conversations are more important than any outer action you might take. For you see, action does not produce the state of consciousness you desire. Rather, the state of consciousness produces the corresponding action. Change your state of consciousness, and the actions that lead to your desire will flow naturally and effortlessly. I tell you this, circumstances are powerless to prevent the fulfillment of your desire if you will but assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled and persist in that assumption. The whole vast world will conspire to assist you when you live from the end. Consider this every moment of your life you are in a state. You may be in a state of wealth or poverty, health or illness, love or loneliness. And whatever state you are in has its own internal logic, its own inner conversations, its own assumptions about what is possible and what is not. But you are not bound to any state unless you consent to remain in it. You are free at any moment to move to a new state. How? By assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled, by living from the end, by making your desire state more real to you than your present circumstances. Let me tell you something that you understand. Your present circumstances are nothing more than your past thoughts and feelings made visible. They have no power to create your future unless you continue to think and feel from them. Instead, you must think and feel from the end. If you desire wealth, you must think and feel as a wealthy person would. If you desire health, you must think and feel as a healthy person would. If you desire love, you must think and feel as a loved person would. This is not pretense or self-deception. This is the creative use of imagination, which is God in action. For imagination creates reality. This is the law. Many of you say, "But Wayne, how can I feel wealthy when my bills are unpaid? How can I feel healthy when my body shows illness? How can I feel love when I am alone?" I say to you, you must be willing to deny the evidence of your senses and live entirely in the feeling of your wish fulfilled. For you see, your senses show you only the world that was the fruit of past assumptions. They cannot show you what can be, only imagination can show you that. And imagination, being God in you, is more real than any sensory evidence. Let me share with you a principle that will transform your life. What you feel is real in effect. The outer world must conform to your inner feeling. This is law, but you must persist in the feeling. You must not be like the man who, having prayed for rain, goes out carrying an umbrella but soon discards it because he sees no clouds. Instead, you must be like the man who, having imagined the end, lives completely in that end regardless of appearances. He knows that appearances are shadows having no power of their own. He gives his attention and allegiance only to the desired end, knowing it must externalize itself in his world. Consider this: every moment of time is a door through which your assumption might pass into manifestation, but you must feel it real. You must live from it. You must sleep in the assumption that your desire is already fulfilled. For sleep, my dear friends, is the time when your assumptions are impressed most deeply upon your subconscious mind. As you fall asleep, feeling your wish fulfilled, you are engaging the creative power of the universe to bring your desire into manifestation. Let me tell you of the power of persistent assumption. Whatever you assume to be true, if persisted in, will become your reality. This is not positive thinking or wishful thinking. This is the creative power of God in action, for you are God in expression. Your consciousness is the only reality. Whatever you are conscious of being, you become. This is the law, but you must persist in your assumption until it feels natural to you, until it becomes your predominant state of consciousness. Many of you fail in your desires because you do not persist. You assume the feeling of your wish, fulfilled for a moment, but then return to your old state when circumstances appear unchanged. I tell you, circumstances are the last to change. They are the fruit, not the root. The root is your consciousness, your feeling, your assumption. Change these persist in the new assumption, and the circumstances must change. They have no choice, for the outer world is yourself pushed out. Let me share with you a secret of manifestation. Your desire is already fulfilled in what I call the fourth dimensional world of consciousness. Your task is not to make it happen, but to match your feeling state with its fulfillment now. For you see, time is purely psychological. The future exists now in your consciousness. By feeling your desire is fulfilled now, you are actually moving into that future state. You are claiming it as present fact in your consciousness. Remember this, the feeling of the wish fulfilled is the secret. Not tomorrow, not next week, not when circumstances change, but now. Feel it real now. Live from that feeling now, sleep in that feeling now, and watch as the outer world, which has no choice but to express your inner state, begins to reshape itself to match your assumption. This is the law, and it cannot fail. Let me tell you something profound about the nature of consciousness. It is the only reality. Everything you see, everything you experience, is but the out-picturing of your states of consciousness. Change your consciousness, and you change everything. But you must understand this: consciousness is not mere surface thinking. It is not affirmations or positive thinking. Consciousness is the sum total of your assumptions, beliefs, inner conversations, and most importantly, you're feeling out yourself and your world. To master your reality, you must master your consciousness. You must become deliberate in what you accept as true. You must become selective in what you give attention to. For whatever you give attention to, you give life to. Consider this: every moment of your life you are accepting certain things as true. You are having inner conversations that support these acceptances. You are feeling certain things about yourself and your world. This is your state of consciousness. But I tell you this: you are free to change your state at any moment. You are free to revise your inner conversations. You are free to assume a new feeling about yourself and your world. And as you do, the outer world must conform to your new assumption. Let me share with you the secret of living from the end. It is to completely ignore present circumstances while maintaining the feeling of your wish fulfilled. This requires spiritual maturity. It requires the ability to deny the remnants of your senses and live entirely in the reality of your assumption. For you see, circumstances are only facts if you continue to give them attention and believe in their reality. The moment you withdraw your attention and place it fully on your desire fulfilled, circumstances lose their power to persist. Remember this: your attention is your life. Whatever you place your attention upon grows in your world. Whatever you withdraw your attention from must wither and die in your world. This is the law. So I tell you, give no attention to unwanted circumstances. They are shadows having no substance of their own. Instead, place all your attention on the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Live from that feeling. Sleep in that feeling. Make it more real to you than any sensory evidence. Let me tell you of the power of assumption. It is literal in its working. Whatever you assume to be true, whatever you feel is real, must externalize itself in your world. This is not magic or mysticism. This is the law of consciousness. But you must persist. You must not be like those who assume their desire for a day or a week and then return to their old state when circumstances seem unchanged. Remember, circumstances are the last to change. They are the fruit of your assumption, not the cause of it. Consider this: every moment of your life you are in a state, and whatever state you are in has its own inner talking, its own feeling tone, its own set of assumptions about what is possible and what is not. But you are not bound to any state unless you continue to occupy it through your attention and feeling. You are free at any moment to move to a new state. How? By assuming the feeling of your wish fulfilled and persisting in that assumption until it becomes your dominant state. Let me share with you a principle that few understand. The outer world is dead, powerless until you animate it with your consciousness. It has no power to create your future unless you granted that power through your attention and belief. Instead of accepting the outer world as cause, recognize it as effect, the effect of your past assumptions and beliefs. Then turn your attention to the feeling of your wish fulfilled, knowing that this new assumption must in time become your outer reality. Remember this: consciousness is the only reality. What you are conscious of being, you become. This is the law. But you must be constant in your assumption. You must not waver between states. For you see, the law is impersonal. It does not care whether your assumption is positive or negative, constructive or destructive. It will work with equal precision either way. Your task is to choose wisely what you will assume, and then persist in that assumption. Let me tell you something profound about the nature of desire. The very existence of a desire indicates the existence of the means for its fulfillment. For desire is guarding you, urging you to express more of what you truly are. But you must understand this: the fulfillment of desire comes not through outer action, but through inner assumption. Change your assumption about yourself and your world, and you change everything. Consider this: every moment of your life is a fresh opportunity to assume a new state. You are not bound by your past unless you choose to be. You are free at any moment to assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled and live from that assumption. This is the end of my message to you tonight. Remember, circumstances have no power over you unless you grant them that power through your attention and belief. Live from the end. Feel it real, persist in your assumption, and watch as the outer world reshapes itself to match your inner state. For this is the law, and it cannot fail. You are the operant power in your world. You are the God of your universe. What you assume must externalize itself in your world. Choose wisely what you will assume and persist until it becomes your reality. The power is within you. Use it wisely, use it lovingly, use it now.